Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. It's a match preview today. This might come late on Friday or match day 12:30 kickoff. We play Huddersfield Town, local derby for Leeds, Yorkshire derby. This video might well come out on match day, so good, you know, happy match day everybody if it comes out on Saturday. Yeah, Huddersfield Town, not far for Leeds United to go on Saturday, the 2nd of March. Huddersfield Town are the home side, Leeds away. We'll probably play in our pink and yellow kit again, I would have said. Pink and yellow shirts, pink shorts, pink socks. Huddersfield Town, traditional white and blue stripes with white shorts and white socks. So let's have a look at it then. Obviously, Leeds lost out first defeat of the year, the calendar year, excuse me, in the FA Cup against Chelsea in midweek, out the cup, full focus on the league. Huddersfield have had a full week to prepare for this game, and their form is upturning under the new manager Andre Breitenreiter, which sees a German affair in West Yorkshire in Huddersfield on Saturday lunchtime. Breitenreiter against Farke. We'll touch on Huddersfield in a little while. But first and foremost, the team news. Leeds United, obviously, like I said, went to Chelsea. Bit of a depleted team at Chelsea. We gave it a real good go. The players were absolutely, by all means, not disgraced at all. I know Chelsea aren't what they were perhaps a couple of years ago, and in the past, Chelsea have really dipped down in the last couple of seasons, but it's still Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, and I thought the lads stood up to the task quite well. Unfortunately, obviously, it was a last-minute winner for Chelsea, which saw Leeds fall, like I said, for the first time this year. No disgrace in it, though. We played well, and the man that played well, and in particular, was Mateo Joseph. Fella will be looking, I'm sure he'll be in the matchday squad. He'll be looking to potentially start the game again, and why not for me? Let me know in the comments there below. Would you start Mateo Joseph? Patrick Bamford has a little bit of a small injury, maybe. I know Farke is probably expecting him to make the squad along with Somerville and Georgie Router, which will be very welcome additions, all three of them, to the squad on Saturday. Let's wait and see. But in the event that Patrick doesn't make it, I would be quite comfortable with Mateo, reprising his role like he did at Stamford Bridge. I think your Perot, there could be an argument for playing Perot at number 9, but I don't know. Maybe he would go with him at number 9 and Router at 10. But I think Mateo, it was a lovely game for him, wasn't it, on Wednesday? First professional goals at a place like Stamford Bridge. He did speak to Bryn Lordinley after the game, saying, he's watched many games at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League nights and things like that when he was younger, and it was a dream for him to score in a stadium like that. And fair play to him. I thought he took his chance well and puts himself well in contention for this game tomorrow as of recording. So let's wait and see. Like I said, a few more late tests for Chris Somerville and Georgie Rutter, but Farke didn't seem overly bothered in his press conference that neither of those two would make it. So I expect to see them probably in the starting 11. And then just the fringe players. Jamie Shackleton's got an illness of some sort, and Joe Gelhardt is also again having lots of problems, like he does. Injuries all over the place for him, really, generally. Another one that's a late test is Gruev, who had been training by himself, hadn't he, of late. Missed the game at Chelsea on Wednesday. I expect him to miss this game tomorrow as well. So I think he'll actually continue with Archie Gray and no, I think he'll bring in Kamara. Kamara missed the game on Wednesday, didn't he? I think he'll bring in, Ampadu will drop back for Cooper, won't he, at centre back? And then you'll have probably Archie Gray and Kamara in the middle of the park. I think then you'd have Connor Roberts at right back. So the team I reckon he'll play is Melier in goal, Firpo left back, Rodon and Ampadu at centre back, with Connor Roberts at right back, Archie Gray and Glenn Kamara in the middle, and then the three of Willie Nonto, Jorginho Ruter, and Chris Somerville. And then I don't think he'll play Patrick up front from the start. I think he might give Matteo a first league start, you know. I think he might do. And which I'm, like I said, I'm fully on board with. Then you've got the likes of Bamford and Peru on the bench to come on if we should need them. Let's get into to Huddersfield. Then obviously we know our form. Um, 5 wins in a row in the league, 9 wins in all. Obviously, this would be a record-breaking win, but keep it quiet and whisper it because we don't want it. You know, you know what this game is for Huddersfield. I'm from Huddersfield. I know what it means to Huddersfield Towns and what they how much they want to get one over on Leeds United um, and tomorrow's no different. Huddersfield are chomping at the bit. They're in a better form than they were, definitely when they played us at Ellen Road I think it was October, wasn't it? So they'll be fancying it. They'll fancy the chances, I reckon, tomorrow at the John Smiths. Yeah, like I said, I'm from the town itself. I live in and around the area, and it's a big game for Huddersfield, and it's a big game for Leeds because of the position that we're in, and it's a derby game. We need to be bang at it because otherwise Huddersfield will punish us. It's never been free flowing football, fancy football with Huddersfield Town, but they will grind it out. They know how to do that, particularly at home. They're better at home than they are away. I think 21 points to 17 points gathered away from home. They only sit 2 points above the relegation zone at kickoff in 19th position, 2 points ahead of, I can't remember who. I think Stoke have slipped into the relegation zone, haven't they? They're on 35 points. So, wins are needed for Huddersfield to keep themselves away from the drop zone. Andre Brighton Writer was a little bit of a sort of a left field appointment. Nobody really saw that one coming. They like the Germans, of course, don't they? With Wagner, doing so well for them, a few years ago now. Excuse me, but let's dive into Huddersfield's form then. Past 5 games, it's won 3, lost 2, so it's win or lose over the last 5 for Town. But 3 wins, and I think this is probably, if you look at a 5-game spell, I think this is probably the best form of the season. Brighton Writer came in for the Hull City game. Obviously, they got level in that game late on and then lost it late on. So, yeah, won the last time out against Watford, turned the game around. Was in fact the first time they've won this season from a losing position. Emmanuel Dennis put Watford in front, but 2 Danny Ward goals in the last 20 minutes saw Huddersfield come away from Vicarage Road with a win. So they're going to be buoyant. Andre Brighton, right? The good feeling. The Derby Day atmosphere. I think it's a sellout at the John Smiths. So there'll be plenty of obviously Leeds contingents. Let me know in the comments below if you're going, and if you're of a Town persuasion, what do you expect from your team? Is it more of a good feeling about the club? It seems to be that way. Brighton Writer has his team, playing all right and maybe believing again that they're better than the position that they're in at the moment. I do think they'll stay up. I do think it'll be tight, but I think they've got enough in their arsenal there, at the bottom of the table to keep themselves away from relegation. But yeah, there's some players in there that are quite decent. I like the look of Bergzorg when we played them at Ellen Road. I thought he was the only player on that day that really looked like causing us any issues. I think on that day, look, Huddersfield were horrendous, and probably there's been some bad teams come to Ellen Road this season, but they were well amongst the top of that list on that day. A 4-0 hammering. It could have been a lot more for Leeds on that day, and it'll be a lot it'll be a lot more difficult. You know, the John Smiths tomorrow. You can be sure of that. Um, but I do fancy us to get a win. I do fancy us to get a win. But again, they've got some players that can hurt us. I think Sorba Thomas is having a good season. 9 assists for him so far this season, can create them. You know, there's players in there that on the day can hurt Leeds. But ultimately, I do think that we've got, like we have for most of these teams, we've got far too much quality. And for me, this is a bit of a kind of like a, you know, I'll be honest, I'm desperate for Leeds to win every single time they play Huddersfield Town because, like I said, I'm from the area. You know, it's one of them games where you just think, come on, please don't lose this one because it can be torture if they do beat us. But look, you know, I just don't see where they can hurt us and score more goals than we can. I just don't see it. But this is football, isn't it? But yeah, you know, look, a word on their manager. Obviously, spent a lot of time in Germany. Fark was asked about his relationship with Andre Brighton-Writer, and he said he knows him well. He says he's a great guy. He knows how he sets up his teams. Brighton-Writer also knows how Fark sets up his teams. So it's two coaches that basically know each other's games. So it sounded like he did know, you know, him quite well. Obviously, he went on obviously to say, which I knew before because I looked it up. But obviously, he coached Willy Gnonto at Zurich in Switzerland. What I didn't know is he was actually manager as well of Georgie Ruter when they were together at Hoffenheim. So he knows a little bit about how our players play. He likes his team to set up in the same way as we do with a 4-2-3-1, particularly at home games. I think we'll see if, you know, you'll see Huddersfield line up with a 5 at the back in, you know, away from home. But I do expect them to match us up in terms of formation tomorrow. And it'll be a slog. It'll be a slog for Leeds. But what we need to do is score early, we're pretty good at scoring early. If we score early, I think it could be a comfortable afternoon. If we don't, it might be a little bit difficult. And yeah, you've got to say that Huddersfield know how to grind it out. You know, I watched them recently against Sunderland, and yeah, it wasn't pretty, but they ground it out, and they were pretty comfortable. You know, defending what Sunderland threw at them that evening. So yeah, I think we've got definite quality that can unlock this team, and I think we will eventually. But it'll be a slog of a game. You know, the home fans will be up, Brighton-Writer. You know, decent coach, good feeling about the place, coming off that 2-1 win over Watford. So let's wait and see. Give me your thoughts in the comments there below. The record, if you look at the last 5 times Leeds have gone to the John Smith Stadium, Leeds have won 3 games. Huddersfield have won 2. The last time, of course, was in December of 2019, where Leeds United came away 2-0 winners. Gianni Alioski with a lovely goal from that corner kick, and then Pablo Hernandez right in front of the Leeds fans secured a pretty comfortable 2-0 away win. Obviously, we touched on it last time earlier on in the season at Ellen Road. Leeds United came away with a 4-0 win. Could have been a lot more on that day, couldn't it really? Huddersfield were so poor, but it's a completely different side this. Well, it's not, but it's a completely different feel to it in this one, really, with Darren Moore gone and, you know, the appointment of Andre Brighton-Writer. Now, let me know, any Huddersfield fans, how are you feeling about this one? Leeds fans as well, of course, let me know, can we make it that record-breaking win in record? Hopefully we can, but, you know, it's one of them things, Derby Day. You know, we're just going to make sure that we come away with 3 points, and we have the quality, of course, to beat this team. But thank you very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.